have a drink, I can do that.
We had these tiny plates in there. So the station comes over and she's got like
full size plate.
10-inch
Yeah.
plates. I'm like, yeah. Too late for me, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this one just exploded all over.
Cause I guess who didn't like it. So yeah, so by the time I got my grill on my plate, they got in wrong. Who did this?
Oh, this one's already been open out there. Something.
Yep. No. Everybody just put out. Well, he went on, he got drafted, and they were awful. We were in the NFL. We played college, and they wouldn't back him. They didn't like him because he was like $1 a player. And they would always use him. It was really important because he was really great.
This garlic stuff exploded all over. I could go clean up. Seconds. 3, 2, oh. We had to go offside in the last play of the game, man.
Is that the last one?
Well, it's
Yep,
2 seconds.
2 seconds, yep.
We jumped the gun on that. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Digital would be nice. I mean, it does read 0 BU when you put 0 BU on that mixer, but that doesn't say digital.
It's got so much lag. You know, like if you're trying to use that for your scale.
Yeah.
you're in trouble. Because if you, it sticks to,
Yeah.
the jack up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's confidence, it works good.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's just the BU sucks. Whirlwind press bridges. Slick out.
They are.
We talked them into buying one of those, going with the arena.
Mm-hmm.
I like those.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, so
Yeah, we did. Just by a little bit.
So like, I'll record high school, and then I'll record the phone.
I took care of it this week.
Well,
No
I'll record
problem.
the third one, if you want to. Just because it will go back.
Mm-hmm. El Paso. Texas. Yeah, UT El Paso. Yeah.
Jesse T.
And Julie?
Well, I thought Jesse because I was like, if I don't do it, obviously like do your something.
Yeah.
Okay. You got sweet girls there?
It might be a year and a half because I couldn't get into normal classes.
Well,
So a year and a half. Maybe a year. I don't know. I don't know how many I've actually did.
yeah.
Am I gonna be here?
This is Evie.
Maybe I'll work with you when I come back.
Okay.
That's true when you come back.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
I'm saying Ron.
Okay. Yep.
I feel like my country is so everything's on.
I want to hear about you guys. Send updates.
I will.
Your Instagram.
No worries. I will be.
When do you leave?
Like,
Is it like next semester?
I leave January 8th. So I think
I've
will
asked
just
this
before.
before, but what like are you studying?
I just have electives, but I'm taking. I'm kind of interested in like international sports. So I'm taking a surf industry class to learn about that.
See, no one like told me that you could like see all your elective skills so much.
Yeah. I
Like,
think.
I've just been taking like 2 electives of those.
Oh, I've only been taking one just because I wanted to graduate. Like,
Hey,
early
well.
so yeah, so I tried to take only 4 classes.
What's going on?
It worked out perfectly.
That's what I tried to do, but also just like being like late and not having priority registration. I like think
Yeah,
this
no,
Thanks.
it's so annoying.
still like can't be finished.
Yeah, no, like yeah, just huge research paper due tomorrow. So hard. I'm gonna do that one.
Start it? Or you started?
I started it here.
Yeah, I could tell. Pretty fun.
It's basically comparative analysis and there's a whole other thing based on like a big media organization compared to like a niche one that's focused
Okay.
on like
Sounds like fun.
underrepresented. So I'm talking about disabled athletes versus like just athletes like so many kids and stuff. So many sources.
Nice.
And it's just like a whole. It's like not like easy pieces. I thought it would be.
I did something similar like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could press conference. I'll be on my way.
How you been?
No, you're gonna get her all hyped up.
literally everything set up. All of the stats are.
Oh, okay. I don't keep doing that.
So bad. Like I kind of see what's happening, but like not fully. Did you come with that?
Glad it was pretty decent day. The hamburger medicine okay at lunchtime? Yeah. Yeah, but then she's like, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm saying another dose back today, and then 2 more doses tomorrow, hopefully, and I'll be ready for school Monday. But I'm just hoping. Well, that's what we're aiming for. But we're still gonna reschedule the pulmonology one, right? And you're gone. Oh, there you are. Hey, there you are. You wanna wait for a second? Yeah. Yeah.
I think you just have to say.
It's been a long cold day.
Somebody should have called Practically a king.
Green. Give it to Mike. So that's one. Who tweeted this?
Check. That's loud.
I thought it was you. No way.
It's me.
Sorry. You speak up a little more?
No. Welcome. Ron Shepard, everybody. Stay seated.
Someone get a picture of this.
Same size as your forehead.
That's someone with a big forehead.
That was a loud laugh. That was not. That was undeserving.
That was real.
Disagree. That's good.
That was a good one. I didn't. That was laughed out loud.
Oh, stop it. I'm not that guy. Where'd he go?
Your barn door's open, right?
Mini wrap.
Chris can have a field day with that photo.
Excuse me?
Yeah, 2008.
Sounds fine to me. I don't know if you want to go up in there and test it. The good thing is that this might mess you up for later.
I don't think it's in line anymore because Jeff turned it all off.
Oh, he's going up there.
Ready? Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2 3 4.
Thanks, Rex.
Yep. Thank you. I've been practicing all week.
Audio level on. Oh, okay.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2 3 4.
Oh, it is, but it's like, I don't think it's in line anymore.
Yeah. Well, neither of us will have the advantage.
Jeff said, if we were listening to it, it's like, you know, we kept listening, like, it didn't make any difference.
We just not popular. It's going through the.
That's the game you have to
Oh,
play.
it is. You're the best of all of us.
Stanford counts.
Oh, I have a funny story for you on that later. I'll forget what you said because of the.
Two wins red.
Yeah. So I started doing channel games.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yes.
Back door back there.
Yeah.
Did I show you what the other hearts are?
Yeah, crazy halftime football. No, you're good. I'm good. Triple double watch.
I get out and put a 3 on it. Well, that's what I'm saying. I got out and saw the picture. I'm like, it looks like this Chevy Blue from back in the day. So I'm talking about it.
What Brandon did? I sent it to my wife. She thought it was big. But it does look good.
And so she like called me and it was like,
Well, they offered bigger.
they said, you free upgrade. And I was like,
Do you know who I am?
And
Like looking for
I guess they
Daniel
just
Johnson.
used this location over
Like
here.
the one who was on the crew or whatever.
The business is false, I guess. I probably should She's calling for some other reason. So she's like, oh, okay.
No, I was like, first off, there are
She gets it.
30,000 people on the car. Secondly, I'm one of the ones who actually should be here. Here's my pass. And I gave both of these people.
Oh, they wouldn't let me in on this one. 80,000 people.
I was just sitting on the top off.
In the service
There's also a little target, but they left.
I've been to show you
So if I had to sit there and play.
There's an issue on the Thursday night availability report as the keep it the same, no changes.
Well, I heard people hating on it again, not watching it. Just like, yeah, every 2 seconds. Oh, yeah, he oh, maybe it was like, y'all chill out. I think it hurts you every year. It makes me hurt and love other people.
Awesome. You know if he's working, where's he working now?
1710 Minnesota.
High school? No, he teaches at the elementary school.
What does he teach?
Is he in range? What's he teaching?
So he's getting fifth graders do jumping jacks. And
He might be in the middle school.
he's getting eighth graders. He's getting seventh graders do jumping jacks. Dodgeball.
Does he have any desire for
And I didn't take it. He called me the next day. And then he was like, I gotta go in here and teach these kids.
Oh, the Italian restaurant?
What it's
He's great. Him and Donnie Bending.
What?
I was proud of the Tennessee.
Yeah, the committee just be like, oh, they'll fall in. They'll be all right. They actually improved because Ohio State looks great. So makes Mid-State look better.
Yeah, it's a good rivalry.
All right, welcome to Coach Heupel's post-game press conference. Coach will make an opening statement, and then we will go into questions. Just raise your hand, and I will call. Coach?
Great day to honor our men and women that serve in our military, and it was awesome to recognize them, have a couple of them walk with me, but so many of them on the field today. Thank them for everything that they do. Awesome to recognize our senior class. These guys have meant so much to this program. You know, when I first got here, kind of resetting this program, building this program, what it looks like to be involved, what it means to be in the building, and have done an unbelievable job of helping us grow, and couldn't have done it without them. Great leaders, great players, most of all great men, and just it's a great group. So I'll open it up for questions.
Start with Rob here on the left.
Coach, just second quarter, what started clicking for Nico, specifically the offense as a whole, for the, you know, just went on a run?
Yeah, I really didn't say anything about the ball game. Probably should have started that way. Like defensively, just gave up a few plays, some yardage, but played really well from the jump. Offensively, just a little bit off in some ordinary, simple things, and you know, that's quarterback. It was offensive line, a couple of our targets, and you know, a couple of those drives were starting, you know, inside the 10-yard line too, and so it's a little bit different than being in the normal field. But once they just settled in and did ordinary things, which you guys hear me say all the time, but once we started doing the everyday things consistently, all 11, had a really good day. Created explosive plays. We're efficient in the run game. Created some explosive plays there too, and you know, efficient in the red zone. So proud of that. Just settling into the ball game after not our best start.
David, then Austin.
Josh, you always talk about controlling what you can control, which you did out here, but there were some other things that happened this afternoon that really worked in your favor too. Have you talked about that? Did you just talk about that with your team? And
What were those things? I don't know.
Ole Miss got beat, so that's their third loss, and Indiana got clobbered at Ohio State.
I said it. There's a lot of football left to be played. You know, we've seen it. We've lived it. Both sides of it. Like, it's about controlling yourself and preparing and going and playing good on Saturdays. And I'm proud of the way we handled this week. Man, heal up this afternoon and tomorrow, invest and prepare in a great way and practice in a great way, and then we need to go play great football. And next Saturday is we take the field in Nashville.
Special teams, you all really thrived today. Boo just seems like he's changed the punt return game for you guys, and then Jackson Ross had a couple of really good ones. Just what's been the difference the last few weeks? And once you got Boo in there, so you feel like that's kind of sparked that unit?
He has made some big explosive plays. The guys up at the line of scrimmage have done a great job of getting him started, but he's the right combination of control and command, and I'm going to say playing on edge, reckless abandon a little bit, you know what I mean, on the right side of that era, and just done a really good job back there. You know, wants to catch the one clean today, but it's a huge part of the game. You know, field position matters so much. It changes calls. It changes scenarios so much. And you know, the return game was big. You know, the one kick return we had, thought the guys up front did a really good job. Peyton did. Obviously, Boo, explosive plays. And then, you know, our cover units, in particular, punt, did an elite job of pinning them. And Turbo just, you know, banging it out of the back of the end zone, something you don't take for granted.
Up front with Adam and Patrick.
Josh, back to the playoff picture. It sets up a Vanderbilt game where we think win and you're in, lose and you're out. How do you, as a competitor, like big stakes in a game like that to end the season?
The better you play, the more you win, the bigger the games get. Doesn't matter. So, you know, for us, this is the next step in our journey. Laser focused, how we prepare, how we practice, get ready to go play. And you're going to have to play well. And we need to play well in all three phases in this one.
Josh Brew didn't have a touchdown before coming into this game. Gets two today. What's that like for him in his final?
Yeah, you know, we've just been a little bit off on some opportunities, you know, quarterback and him. And it was great to just see him get those opportunities, take advantage of it. But, man, special to see him finish it out that way today on senior day. You know, he's meant so much to us and to this program and to me.
On that, Josh, I was going to ask about Brew too. How has he handled sort of this season? I mean, it's a guy who had a bunch of yards a couple of years ago, had some injuries, some stuff. How's he kind of battled through the season of not having the numbers maybe he wanted?
Man, like, Brew's one of the greatest team guys I've ever been around. Like, will do anything for anyone. Will play without the ball in his hands as hard as anybody I've been around. Takes great pride in that. You know, there's been some opportunities and we just hadn't connected on it. And, man, you watch him after one of those plays, man, he resets to the next play as well as anybody. And today was cool just to see him, you know, connect and go finish on a couple of big plays. And really excited for him and his family.
Ben, front left.
Josh, what did you see from Peyton Lewis, and what do you like about what he's giving you right now? And also, what did you see from Cam getting in there late?
I thought both played extremely hard, ran physical. For the most part, did a great job of hitting holes. You know, there's a couple of them that you know, he had an opportunity to either press or to bend back on, but they ran physical, man. Pad level, strain. Thought both of them played extremely well.
To the back with John.
Coach, you talked about, you know, Brew meaning a lot to you and some of the other seniors throughout the year. Why is that they mean so much to you?
I mean, these guys, when I got here, right, there was a lot of, the outside noise around this program is way different than it was when I started. And that doesn't happen because of me. It doesn't happen, you know, simply because of assistant coaches. They're a huge part of it too. But, man, it's got to be from within the locker room. And, you know, when a lot of guys left, they chose to stay, believe in this program, wanted to be a part of this program, you know, believed in me, trusted enough in me to help build this thing. And it takes a special person to do that. And these guys are special. And, you know, you look at the success that they've had on the field. You know, I don't know, this is second year in 3 years that I think we've been undefeated at home, you know, and it's, they're a part of, and we're not there, right, but this is a storied program, and they put it back on solid footing.
Questions? Finish here in the middle.
Yeah, just real quick, Coach. I haven't seen the participation report, but you got a lot of guys in the game. Can you talk about how meaningful it is to get some of those younger guys and maybe some walk-ons and those kind of people into the game in live action?
Yeah, I think we're like at 120 guys inside of our team room. They all work and compete the same way every single day. They all have to live up to the same expectations. Meetings, practice, weight room. You know, some guys receive more, I don't know, public attention because of their play on the field, but man, everybody's invested in the same way. And the opportunity to get young guys in the game, some experience, walk-ons, whatever, whoever, it's what it's important when you get those opportunities to do that, and you want those opportunities because they've earned it, man. They've sacrificed as much as anybody.
Thank you, Coach. We'll have players shortly.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. What? No ringtones for you today.
Figured you may walk in with a Florida ringtone.
Kills Ben.
It's called a chortle?
Yeah, that's okay.
I've never heard that word in my life.
Yeah.
Vern Lundquist used to do it all the time.
Yep.
He looked retired like 4 years ago.
All right, we'll start our first group of players here. Raise your hand for questions, and I'll call on you. Paige, we'll start with you.
Drew, obviously getting your first touchdown on the season today on senior day. What was it like getting that first touchdown catch and then running to the family section to see your family?
It was really cool. It was really special for me. I had promised my mom I was going to get in the end zone, so I had to make sure that she saw it. But yeah, it was awesome.
Austin.
Coop, Josh talked about when he first got here, your group, you know, were the ones that bought in to kind of stay in and building this thing back up. What do you remember about the first meeting? I think he maybe sat down with you all and kind of picked your all's brain a little bit about stuff. Like, what do you remember about all that, and just to see where you all have gotten to in a handful of years? How impressive is that?
Super proud of really how far we've come. Like you said, I've kind of seen it from day one to where it is now, and everything coming to fruition in that aspect. But just a lot of uncertainty. You know, I'm not a guy that watches a ton of college football, so I wasn't super familiar with Coach Hype. But, you know, you could tell that he loved us and loved his players. So it's easy to buy in for a guy like that. So super cool.
Brew, what's it, I mean, obviously the team, I imagine, is the most important thing. But the kind of season you've had, some opportunities that for whatever reason have just not been there on the deep ball, some of the numbers. What's it been like for you trying to kind of get through that and crack through?
I mean, I'm an older guy, so like I have a responsibility to not let that become a part of like what I think about when I go on the field. Because if if that becomes a part of the way I think, becomes a part of the way the room thinks, and that's not going to help us win games. So ultimately, you just have faith. And have faith that there's timing for when the things are supposed to happen that you want to happen, and you just kind of stay in it, keep your faith high, and good things happen.
Adam, Austin, David.
Any of you guys, do y'all know that the games went your way? The other games, the Ole Miss game, the Indiana game. You already know that? Maybe not. Okay, Ole Miss got upset. Ole Miss got upset and Ohio State blew out Indiana, so it sets up you guys beat Vandy, you're probably in, losing, you're out. How do y'all, Cooper, how do you feel about stakes on the Vanderbilt game that you can get into the playoffs if you win that game?
Definitely, good to hear about what you just said. Definitely wasn't aware of that, but, that's great. But we're just super focused on going 1-0 every week. And, I guess that game does mean a little bit more now. And if what you're saying is accurate, and, we'll be ready for it.
Can't read the same thing. How do you feel about that game meaning so much, your last game, regular season?
Exactly what Coop said. Like, you can't look past next week because next week I assume predicates our destiny. So with that in mind, like anything past Vanderbilt is going to be a no-go.
Awesome. Does it help, and this is for any of you guys, does it help that you started slow today to kind of use that as motivation, as a wake-up call that you can't start slow next week? Different opponent, obviously, to get off to a quick start.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, I also think that you could look at it from the other way and say that, we still were able to put up the amount of points we were with a slower start. But yeah, I mean, offensively, have we hit all the goals we wanted to? No, but we're still winning games and we're still doing a lot of really good things on film, and we just got to play smarter and ultimately continue to strive to reach our goals. And I think keep faith in what we're doing, things will work out.
David, Ben, and Reese. Nico, how nice has it been these last 2 or 3 weeks with Boo and his punt returns to where, he had 61 yards in punt returns today, where you're kind of starting on a drive maybe 15, 20 yards upfield than maybe you thought. How nice has that been?
Man, great, man. I've been seeing, Boo Carter make plays since, my junior year of high school. Played a couple 7-on-7 tournaments with him, so I know how special he is with the ball in his hands, and, man, hopefully we get him on offense in a little bit, so we'll see.
Ben?
Nico, from your vantage point, just what was the difference in the first quarter and the second quarter and on for you and the offense?
Yeah, man, I just thought we started off cold. Picked it up as the quarter went on, and yeah, man, we were just having too many errors early on, and we put it together as the game went on.
What do you feel like you all started cold? You feel like maybe senior day, any emotions there, or the different warm-ups? You think that played a role, anything like that?
We're just gonna have to watch the tape and see what we got to fix.
Reese and then Al.
Nico, what do these two guys next to you mean to you, and how have they helped you along in your young career?
Man, I mean everything, man. These two guys right here, man, I'm super glad they came back. And yeah, man, these are really my two older brothers, man. They've helped me with, everything, just being here as a young guy. I'm glad I got these two guys to lean on, and yeah, it would be sad for me to see them go, man, but I really love these boys, man. These guys are my brothers, man.
Nico, how do you stop from getting frustrated in the first quarter and trying to do too much and just not letting the game just come to you?
Yeah, it's hard, man. The first play of the game, I missed a touchdown, and really from a young age, I think I just always been able to move on from certain plays. I really want that one back. Would have, got the crowd, hyped and stuff, but I missed that one. And then, yeah, man, I really just, try and focus on what the next play is, and, not stuff like that, affect how I play.
We'll do a few more for this group. Patrick and then Jimmy.
Nico, is Ruben giving you a hard time at all about not getting him in the end zone? I mean, it took all season to get a touchdown. Has he been trying to?
No, sir. Shoot, no, not at all, man. I've been trying to get him in the end zone, this whole year. So glad we finally got him 2 today. And yeah, man, I hope it continues on the rest of the season.
Jimmy?
Cooper, Coach was talking about earlier that the players that stayed around, how much it meant for them to help turn this program around. Given all that, was today a pretty emotional day for you?
Definitely was emotional. Just kind of really a day of reflection. It's really hard in college football. There's so much stuff you got to get right each week and work on each week, and every week's a new season. But for once, you kind of get to step back a little bit and kind of see the bigger picture. And it's really special what's going on here at this university, and what has gone on here in the small bit of time that I've been a part of it. And just really happy and proud to leave this place a better place than I found it.
Austin, and then we'll finish with Paige.
for Cooper and Brew, what was the ball walk like? I mean, knowing it's your last time, do you take a little more time looking around through the tee and the ball walk, more so than normal?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I stopped. I shook every hand. I took pictures, which I never really do. I spent a little extra time with my family. Try to look around a little bit, soak it in, enjoy it. Hopefully we get another one.
Oh, kind of the same thing. Just a little bit probably more aware and a little bit more where my feet are today. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff to focus on, but trying to take a little bit more in than I usually do this time around.
And then Nico, just getting that touchdown to Brew, can you kind of just describe that play and then what it was like getting to celebrate with him and seeing him celebrate?
Which one?
Really, maybe the first one. The celebration was a little bigger on the first one.
Oh yeah, shoot, the first one was just a fade ball, and you know I played Brew in one of my best matchups, and yeah, I'm glad I was able to deliver a ball to him to where he could get 2 feet in, and yeah, man, I was super excited to finally see him get in the end zone.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We'll have a couple more here in a second.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see this game is beneath you.
Stapled correctly. I mean, this is.
Thank you.
Is what this is.
So much high school football. These roundups and stays up there like 2 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, you too?
Good, thank you.
What time do I need to be over Thursday?
We'll be in Chapel Hill, so Tennessee. Come on down.
Oh my gosh, can I keep saying that? I'm not like
It's very slightly different.
You can be like, who is this? My mom said that earlier today. Oh my, I mean, you're behind. So you know Ryan would be wrong. I bet like,
Brew absolutely did. I don't even think about it. I think Cooper was completely ignorant of it, I think.
He did say that he doesn't watch much college football.
An offensive lineman for you. They hunt, they watch NASCAR, they don't watch football.
Especially an offensive lineman for East Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right.
Brew pays attention to that stuff. He knows. We started grinning the moment Western last week. Exactly. Sure fans will love the Cooper.
Was that dude that said Brew knew?
Austin said.
It's also funny to me that these guys, even if they know what it's like, they don't know as if it's all of it. Well, the game's over. Like, you have a phone. It's fine.
You have friends.
Somebody probably texted
you about it. You're in group chats.
Yeah. You're not looking ahead if that's actually the next game.
Right.
I should have made up some scores from high school. Wofford's up on South Carolina about 48.
It's actually 14.
Is it?
What if you told him that you might drink with the game? Like, hey, I thought that was
Levy is putting it on drink. Jeff Levy is killing you like drink.
Roman just took on Notre Dame. I thought that was tonight. I'm waiting on here. So you do.
I appreciate the honesty. Yeah, I knew. What was it? Was it 2024?
Nobody knows.
I see which frequency you need.
All right, we'll have Jalen Smith and Jamal McCoy raise your hand for questions. Patrick? Jamal, can you kind of take us through your interception early in the game and what you're playing and how it worked out for you?
So from his split, I was expecting a fade, and we were in the cover 3, so I just bailed out. And once I seen him declare the fade, I just man-turned and looked for the ball. Got it.
David, this could be for either one of y'all. Do y'all keep up with games around the country? I mean, y'all know where y'all are in the playoff. There's some things that needed to happen, and a lot of things did happen in your favor today with Ole Miss losing the 3rd game, with Indiana getting clobbered at Ohio State. Did y'all talk about that after the game in the locker room? And
We just kind of focus on Vanderbilt, just trying to just find ways we need to improve, and then we'll look into that once we get to that point. But yeah.
Vince?
Jalen, they were doing early in the game so many unusual formations and motions and misdirection and stuff. Was that something you guys saw on tape, and what was that adjustment like to kind of get a beat on it after a while?
That's definitely things we saw on tape. Of course, they brought out new formations, new shifts, but at the end of the day, we got to keep our eyes where our eyes were and just make sure that we get aligned and get everybody set, and that was the biggest thing, just adjustment-wise.
Caleb?
Jamal, what did you say on John Slaughter's pick there at the end of the game?
It was a good pick by him. Went up and got the ball. We was on the sideline, just real happy for him.
Steph.
Patrick?
Jamal, you and Ricky had a couple turnovers there in the first time you created. How much are you guys playing off each other, and how good do you think you guys can be just as a tandem?
I mean, me and Rick, we got a goal. We just want to be like the best duo in college football. Like, we just want to be the best. And we always see people talking about like other corners and stuff. We just trying to make it us too. So like, we definitely feed off each other too though. So like, we always want to make plays.
Paige?
Jamal, you've obviously been on punt returns a couple of times. How impressive is it what Dolly Parton's been doing these last couple of games?
Oh yeah, what Boo's doing, just you love to see it. I mean, Boo, he's electric with the ball in his hand. So like, we just waiting on him to score one.
Anything else for these guys? Patrick?
Going back to some of the playoff stuff, does Coach Heupel bring that up a lot? I know you guys are very routine driven and everything. Does he talk about where you guys are ranked, stakes, anything like that, or is he kind of you guys not pay attention to it?
We're not paying attention to it. We just got to keep the main thing, and make sure that we go out and play every game. Just not looking too far ahead. And we got Vanderbilt coming up. That's a big game, in-state rivalry. So we just focus on that one.
Wes?
Wondering for both guys, how quickly did y'all have to turn the page after last week, and how, obviously a game you wanted to win, a big game. How long did it take you to kind of turn the page and go forward?
We just made sure that we turn the page really quick. I mean, it is what it is. You just got to play the next game and keep main thing, stay focused on our goals, and that's about it.
Paige, last one. Paige, and then we'll finish with David.
This could be for either one of you guys, but obviously being on senior day, I know Amari Thomas is in a different position group, but as a leader on defense, how impactful has he been, especially in your all's journey here at Tennessee?
He's always been impactful for us, always been a leader, someone that you could ask questions to about defense, just someone you can always talk to as well. And, he's always, keeping everybody uplifted, happy, and just making sure that everybody's on the same page and make sure that everybody's able to just go out able to perform their best, even every position, corners, linebackers, D-line. He's always been impactful for us.
David, finish with you. Jalen, when you think about UTEP's coach was at Austin Peay last year. They ran a bunch of weird formations and all that. How tough is that to adjust to right out of the gate, and how does it take almost a quarter to kind of get used to it?
A little bit. I would say, a lot of things carried over from last year, and a lot of things that we had to focus on this week as well, and just focus on keeping our eyes wherever they need to be, just attention to detail, cleats in the ground, just ready to go every play. Like Coach N said, whole week, just got to make sure that we're call alignment and stance and just ready to go.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. That'll be it for today.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.